Hey, what's up, YouTube, and welcome back to Wasteman Crafting Company for another episode of ShiftDrink. Christian again here, and today again I'm joined by Jonathan Laurel. Our last absinthe video was a lot of fun and got a great response, and like I said already, we've been able to do a bunch of these. So. Today we're going to be drinking Golden Moon Redux, which, if I remember right, is from Colorado. Correct. It is going to be a ferret, which you can see in the glass that we have there already. It's got a beautiful color to it.
Yeah, so this absinthe it comes from Colorado, like Christian said. It's a grain-based absinthe, so already you would expect that it's more about the plants than it is about like the fruitiness that you would find in other bases. This absinthe we often use in our classes when we talk about absinthe. It is a surprising absinthe, especially coming from America. It has like what I consider to be very European sentiments on the palate and the nose, but we'll taste through that and talk.
I'm going to go ahead and get my drip going while we talk about this. Again, we're pouring a 1 ounce dose. This one definitely, just by looking at it in the glass, seems like a little bit more.
This one actually, even right now, is teaching me quite a lot. Just the difference between what I expected and what was coming out of this glass. In the glass, it has like a really beautiful color. It's kind of forest green. Also kind of reminds you of like summer grass, and that's so like extra me, but it has like a very deep, beautiful, verdant green color. Like you said, it is a little shimmery. It's got really good clarity. The shimmeriness, might be the difference between how oily the overall product is going to be, which then would affect like how opaque or how not opaque it might be.
And it could just be the light.
Yeah,
settings. Like this one, it seems very opaque, but it doesn't seem to have quite the opacness that some of the other ones do.
Yeah, I already still have on.
And maybe that's just because it's so much greener.
True.
To see it.
This one too, the Lucia is definitely more fun to watch. I was watching when we did this one from a lower angle, and the depth of color on this one, it just makes the build-up much more dramatic and theatrical. See too, you'll notice it's still super transparent and like really bright color.
What's the recommended dilution on this one?
So this is 65%, it's 130 proof. At this point, you're not going to find a lot of people arguing about it. We recommend 4.5 parts water, which is about what By this point, you'll notice that it's not as aromatic as other ones are that we've done.
Actually, not even close.
Yeah. By this point, you would expect there to be like a powerhouse smell, but there isn't really one coming out of this glass. You really have to kind of stick your nose out in the glass to find it. It is there though, and it is really, really super, super duper like lovely. Right?
I feel like I get like a lot of spearmint, or
Definitely.
even more. So maybe like eucalyptus.
Yeah, there's like a warmer mentholated quality to it. But also there's like 2 tones that are really deep, and one of them I think is Pontica. You would expect, given the color of this absinthe, that they're using a lot of Pontica in the coloring stage, which is right before it goes into the bottle. It's kind of the absinthe equivalent of dry hopping a beer, right? You're adding a bunch of stuff in at the end, but also it brings more aromatics than you can get off of the still. So you get that kind of like deep, warm flavor on the nose, but also there's a hint of like what I think is dried Veronica, which we'll talk about in a minute. But
I can see that. It definitely has like that dried.
Yeah. Cheers. Yeah, there's so much to talk about with this one. You guys,
Yeah, I mean, it really kind of hits at like every point on your palate.
The whole palate is spring aged. Even from the jump, this absinthe is more than you would think just looking at it. It looks super flat and opaque. But if you'll notice, there's like quite a fair amount of dimensionality to this luge. There's no oil gathering on the top of the glass. So already I can tell the emulsion is like really delicately balanced. It's just more than what it seems. Like same with the aroma. Like you can't smell it from over here, but in the glass it's super nuanced. In the palate too, it hits you like a wave, just subtly kind of unveiling a bunch of different flavors.
On the finish on this one, that I was asking what metal was, which you said kind of gives you that tingling quality, and I absolutely see what you're talking about.
Actually, the notes that are printed in the book are pretty accurate. It's always like when you do tasting notes that you put them into print, it's always kind of a test to see a month later if you still think that you were right then. This one, Trinity, Right Away, Green Anise, Wormwood, Fennel. But in the front, you get this like sweet wave that's kind of surprising and that lasts the whole time. To me, that's a bunch of green anise, which explains the like how opaque this is. The opacity is determined by how much anethol is in the spirit. Anethol comes from green anise and star anise. Green anise is also very sweet and has like a dried flavor to it. That's 100% what this is. It's so pleasant. Mint and Veronica in the middle. Veronica is also called Speedwell. It's a small purple flower. It's a family of purple flowers. There's like 400 species, I think, of Speedwell. And it just has this like really warm, dried flavor that's it's like akin to an herbal tea without being.
I swear that was literally what I was about to say. In the beginning, where I said like you could put this in mint, the more I got into it, it definitely kind of reminds me of some tea.
Mm-hmm.
Like not necessarily on the palate as much, but absolutely the way it smells.
Yeah.
And then this is something I mentioned in I think the first video we did. We went a little bit more into depth about this, but I talked about us having tinctured a lot of the different flavors that go into absinthe. And this is a fun way to really help one become familiar with these flavors, as well as makes it a little bit easier to pick them out, especially on an absinthe like this, which has so much going on. It can be kind of hard to narrow down what you're really tasting. But I guess I can give you a little glimpse. Like I said, we've done. I shouldn't say we. Jake has tinctured every freaking ingredient that you can almost think of. So whenever we do classes and tastings and whatnot, we always like to bust these out and kind of go through, taste these, and see what's in the absinthe.
It helps us kind of train our palates.
Yeah.
Absinthe is usually made with at least 6 or 7 herbs that we know are commonly used. When we do tasting notes, a whole new world kind of opens up. And so we use tinctures to train specifically. This is what Veronica tastes like. This is what Pontica tastes like.
And I feel like this is Veronica definitely goes to that like tea quality.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. The cilantro was an interesting note. I thoroughly do not believe that people are using fresh cilantro in their stills, but it has a compound in it that is super light and very specific. It's not the soapy compound that people have such problem with. It's like there's a freshness there that is almost acidic. In this too, you can kind of pick it up if you really pay attention in the nose. There is like a hint of something that's brighter there. In the mid palate, again, you're finding all kinds of stuff that kind of unfolds in this absinthe.
Oh, the cilantro is really surprising, actually.
It kind of takes over in the transition and leads you into the finish to give you like a cleaner, brighter finish. Usually with an absinthe, the color of this with the heavier qualities that we have like described, you would expect the finish to be super bitter and kind of spicy and tingly, like overly tingly. Right now I have like a clean kind of tingle in my mouth.
Yeah, for sure.
But the cilantro, the acidity of that compound really does help. It's like, it lifts us into the finish. The finish is really bright. You get almost like a lemony quality to it, but you still have some tea elements. There is a tingle kind of on the sides of my tongue, but it's not remotely like the aggressive stuff that we have seen from other spirits. Super subtle. Honestly, you could probably dilute this a little bit more. I'm going to see where it goes. Just because the textures of the Veronica and the Pontica end up being so close on my palate. My palate is already kind of tired. Speaking of which, this would make a super lovely like frappe if you wanted to do something like that. Yeah, that's actually better. Like a full 5 parts, maybe a little bit more. Again, the dilution stuff, you know, those are just recommendations. The goal is to find something that's right for you. Keeping in mind, you know, you are kind of trading like density of flavor for clarity of flavor. So it depends on what you want. Wooded, kind of different now.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
That Pontica is coming forward a little bit more. You get kind of like a rosemary stem quality.
Also, that opalescence is really starting to come through. Well, as
again, more water.
Yeah,
it's a little bit more dilute. As you turn the glass, there's like this really beautiful horizon that arrives. You get like an algae kind of middle color, and then it transitions to this kind of aurora of blue and green and refracted colors on the edges, which is what you're looking for, really.
And especially, I mean, look at the difference with color.
Yeah, the bulb too, super clear in terms of how blue it can be.
Yeah.
Surprising, definitely not one to power through. If it was like a summer day and I needed something to drink in the middle of the afternoon, this would not be it. But if I wanted something to have to like keep me warm and to focus on, this would definitely be a choice. And again, you know, like I said, this comes from Colorado. It's a domestic product. It's surprisingly ambitious. It's a really good price. You're really not going to go wrong. If you love the spirit, this is one of those things that fits in a niche that's outside of the mainstream of absinthe, but is still super compelling. Very classic, really great.
Well, guys, thanks for stopping in and sharing another drink with us here at West Main. If you guys like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions over absinthe or anything that we've talked about in this video, definitely post that in the comments below. And if you want to see more videos, definitely hit the subscribe button. But until next time, cheers.